Hey everybody, this is Stephanie. Welcome back to another journal with me. If you're new, welcome. I'm gonna jump into a new journal for the start of July. This is the journal that I had from January to June. It is a bit chunkier. These are Archer and Olive journals. Moving on to July, this is July 20th. I am super behind, so this tutorial or process video is going to be all about how I figured a way to catch up. Of course, you could do it the standard way of doing it day by day and just catch up that way. However, for me, it's the 20th of July. I want to be able to document this and I want to have something for each page, whether it is just a highlight and a few sentences and call that done. I'm just talking about there on the left portion what I plan to place. I plan to place all the goals that I completed rather than a list of goals. So basically any kind of crafty project or things that we did around the house, I'm just going to place that down. So that way I don't set up a big list of things and basically knew that the month is already over. I'm going to set myself up to fail that way. Moving on, I showed you really quick the first few days of how I set them up. They're daily pages with 2 days, maybe even 3. Some of the days I was out of town working, so I don't have a lot to document on those days, which is why I paired them together. But I really enjoyed setting up the days for this week. No, it's not this week. It's the 9th to the 14th. So I made rectangles for each day, so there's a lot of days covered up in a double page spread. I have a list of things that I have ways to decorate each little rectangle, and that was just to help inspire myself, so that way I don't get overwhelmed with this new version, which are really small rectangles per day. And I'm going to list some of the things that I had in mind that I can do. Now, I don't do them all for this spread. However, I do plan to branch out in the next weeks to come. You can do a collage of words. You can do stickers all over. You can do a bunch of doodle images for one day. You can do some pictures or Google images, simply writing. Really quick here, I'm showing you my journal for the last few days of the vacation we went, which was Disney and Universal. But I also wanted to share where I got the idea in the first place and how I got inspired to create these rectangles for the days. I had originally made this for the last couple of days of June, kind of like a catch-all page where I can write a little bit of some highlights, and I really liked that so much that I brought it to my July journal. Sorry about the bird. So back to the ideas of what I had in mind to do. I can use scrapbook paper and my typewriter, or I can just write a list of things that we did that day. Super simple, and it gets documented. I love to write every single day, and I like to write what was a part of that day, and also to you may not remember everything, but you can also remember your emotions and how you felt. So I really want to get that in. Sometimes also just having that creative release of decorating also helps too. So you don't have to always place your emotions, especially if they're not really good ones, and you don't want to have that there as a reminder. Decorating can be that release. You'll know when you decorate a spread and it had all the colors of the rainbow, and you'll remember I wasn't feeling that good. That's why I used a ton of yellow, or that's why I used a ton of black. I just love using getting creative to journal and to get everything out of my head. All right, I fast forward and we have moved on. I added in my colors for this spread. I went into the shades of blue. I thought I would do the rainbow, but when I got one in blue, all the other ones kind of came, and it kind of gradually did like an ombre to like a little bit of greens. So now I'm adding in my days of the week, and I'm going to be adding in my dates here in a bit, and then I'll move forward from there. Comment down below and let me know how you catch up when you're getting behind, or when life's too busy and you want to still be able to journal. For me, this took about 15 minutes per rectangle. Let me know what you do. Do you skip pages? Are you okay with having blank pages? Which I don't think is wrong. For some reason, I think I just had to have something documented because it's the start of this journal. I feel like I would have started it off on the wrong foot, if that makes any sense. But I can understand having blank pages because that just also gives you a story in a sense. It lets you know that life is too busy. You were out living life, which is not a bad thing. But comment down below and let me know how you catch up in your journal, or how you find ways when you don't have a lot to document, and you have a whole page to use. What do you do? What are your top products and techniques and styles, as I had placed a little before on my piece of paper, talking about a collage of words, stickers, and so basically, what are your go-to products? Moving on, so on the 9th was a Friday, and we had a family lunch date. It started off with my immediate family, and I invited my parents. I had told my sister what we were going to go do, and one thing led to another. All my other siblings showed up, as well as my sister, and we just had a really big lunch date, and I really enjoyed it because it doesn't happen very often that we get together. We're so huge now. I want to say like 15-20 people end up showing up. It's so crazy, but it was so fun. That's why I placed that image there. So moving on to the 10th. This is the day where I started getting on the creative bug for Scrappy Christmas in July. So I decorated that rectangle box all about Christmas, and I had made some event calendar. Basically, it's a countdown, and I kind of did them in an ornament shape, and I'm going to be making a tree wall for the boys, so that way hopefully it'll keep Henry, my toddler, away from the road tree. I'll be showing them a picture right here. Moving on to the 11th was the start of cleaning up the craft room, and I realized walking into the craft room every time I couldn't get as much projects done because it was such in a bad state. I wasn't using my systems of organization, and things were just starting to pile up everywhere, to a point where my husband wouldn't come in, which is, he has half of the room. My area was just kind of like taking over. I felt so bad, so I started to clean, and I got it done by the 12th, and I really love the outcome. I'll be sharing that on my channel soon. I do have a craft room tour on this channel, and so if you want to check that out and how it looked before, and then you'll be seeing an after sometime soon. I had to purge so many items that I kept hoarding for no good reason. I wasn't even in that type of style anymore, and just things that I didn't even need. And I also got rid of a table that was at the center of the room, which I realized I was just using as a catch-all, and I wasn't being accountable to putting stuff back where they need to go, and it just didn't work. So those 2 days gave me so much clarity, and it was so it felt so good to get organized. I'm placing some stickers here. The main technique or style that I'm using for this spread for each day are just grabbing stickers from the Happy Planner sticker books. It was, I think, the easiest thing to do besides using the stencil to do a big title. But next week I definitely want to try out different ways to decorate so I can still get my creative release, but not go overboard and stay in my craft room for hours, because I can't always do that right now with it being summer and the boys home, which is why I also got left behind. It's a lot harder with the kids home, and I'm not complaining. I love my boys. I just realized I gotta figure things out, and I gotta time each day and all the things that I have to get done. Moving on to the back on the 12th, I put change of plans, and that was just because we've been staying out of town. We have 2 acres, and we're considering to possibly move back into town. Moving to the 13th, it replaced family day because I had went to my parents' house after work, and mom life is the best life, and I just meant that to kind of feel like family mode and everything, and I just really enjoyed being there. My sister would happen to also be there, and we also got to enjoy Shalotsky's. It's kind of like Subway, but in my opinion so much better, and it felt so good to finally eat that, since I hadn't ate it since I had last ate it with them like a couple of years ago, since I forgot what we had ordered, and it was so nice to get to eat it with them. Moving on to the 14th, I had created a 4x4 Christmas December daily style album for my mom, and I'm gonna be also placing photos in come this December for her. She loves to get projects from me and she places them on display along her house. So of course I had to grab out more stickers for Christmas because obviously I got that creative bug, all things Christmas right now. Here are just some stickers that are like a sandwich and a drink because obviously I had to document that sandwich that we enjoyed. I placed a sticker there that says good food, good mood to complete that spread or that day. I am almost done. I'm going to be placing a few sentences along this each day and just kind of how I, reflect on that day, and I'm going to call that done. I am really happy with the turnout of this, and I cannot wait to do next week. I no longer feel overwhelmed, so that's great. And I'm just marking, letting you know the little spots that I'm gonna journal. I don't know if I'm gonna use colorful pens or just a black one, but I'm just happy that this spread is done. Again, let me know down below how you catch up. I would love to hear it. I hope you got inspired in some way. And as always, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.